Over the past few days, the whole country has been shocked by the revelations about the phone hacking scandal. Murder victims, terrorist victims, families who've lost loved ones, sometimes defending our country, that these people could have had their phones hacked into in order to generate stories for a newspaper is simply disgusting. I cannot think what was going through the minds of the people who did this. That they could hack into anyone's phone is disgraceful. But to hack into the phone of Millie Dowler, a young girl missing from her parents who was later found to be murdered, is just truly despicable. But this scandal is not just about some journalists on one newspaper. It's not even just about the press. It's also about the police. And yes, it's also about how politics works and about politicians too. And I want to be very frank about how, as a country, we should deal with this. People want to know that three things are going to happen. One, that action will be taken to get to the bottom of these specific revelations and allegations about phone hacking, about police investigations, and the rest of it. Two, that action will be taken to learn the wider lessons for the future of the press in our country. And three, people want clarity, real clarity, about how all this came to pass, about the responsibilities we all have for the future. Now, let me just say this about a couple of the individuals concerned. First, Andy Coulson, who worked for 4 years as my Director of Communications. He resigned from the News of the World because of the things that happened on his watch. I decided to give him a second chance, and no one has ever raised serious concerns about how he did his job for me. But the second chance didn't work out, and he had to resign all over again. The decision to hire him was mine, and mine alone, and I take full responsibility for it. On the case of Rebekah Brooks, as I've said, I don't think it's right for the Prime Minister to start picking and choosing who should run and who shouldn't run media organisations. But it's been reported that she offered her resignation over this, and in this situation, I would have taken it. But we need action as well to learn the wider lessons for the future of the press. And this is something we can get on with straight away, even while the police investigation is still ongoing. That is why I want to establish a second inquiry to begin at the earliest available opportunity, ideally now this summer. This inquiry should be conducted by a credible panel of figures drawn from a range of different backgrounds who command the full support, respect, and above all, confidence of the public. They should be truly independent, without any motive but to seek the truth and to clean up the press. This second inquiry should look at the culture, the practices, and the ethics of the British press. In particular, they should look at how our newspapers are regulated and make recommendations for the future. Let's be honest, the Press Complaints Commission has failed. In this case, in the hacking case, frankly, it was pretty much absent. Therefore, we have to conclude that it's ineffective and lacking in rigour. There is a strong case for saying it's institutionally conflicted because competing newspapers judge each other. As a result, it lacks public confidence. So I believe we need a new system entirely. It will be for the inquiry to recommend what the system should look like. But my starting presumption is that it should be truly independent. Independent of the press, so the public will know that newspapers will never again be solely responsible for policing themselves, but vitally independent of government, so the public will know that politicians are not trying to control or muzzle a press that must be free to hold politicians to account.